Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your noon news and weather updates from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got breaking news out of Duplin County where troopers are investigating the scene of a hit and run after a body was found. Now, the Duplin County Sheriff's Office tells us that a body was found lying in a ditch off NC 24 earlier this morning. Sheriff Stratton Stokes says vehicle parts were found nearby, but no vehicle was there. Stokes says when Highway Patrol arrived, the person was already dead. Highway Patrol is leading the investigation, according to Stokes. Of course, we will have more updates on this story as they become available. Now, also want to highlight a man who had several run-ins with the law in a fairly short span of time. Kinston police officers say they first pulled Dennis Kingdom over Sunday, just after 12:30 p.m. on Washington Avenue. Now, during a search, officers found cocaine and drug paraphernalia, according to police. The 76-year-old was arrested before being released on an unsecured bond. Then, just before 2:45 p.m. Sunday, same day, police say there was a second traffic stop involving Kingdom. During this stop, police say they found crack cocaine. The man was arrested again and sent to Lenoir County Jail, where he's being held without bond. And now we turn our attention to your weather forecast, where skies are very sunny today, but it's the heat across the east that is really the issue. The sunshine certainly plays a role in that. Right now, again, completely sunny skies across the east. We do have a little bit of cloud cover off in the distance, but right now, Morehead City, 90 degrees along the coast. Northwesterly wind at 6 miles an hour, but it feels like 99 thanks to a 74-degree dew point. Humidity is high, and again, today is a First Alert weather day because of that heat. If Morehead City right now is already at 90 degrees, it's going to be a hot and toasty day. We're anticipating inland air temperatures reaching the upper 90s later on this afternoon and tomorrow afternoon and Wednesday afternoon. That will push your heat index, your feels like temperature, up between around 105, possibly up to around 112 degrees. Now, it's going to stay hot all week long, but the real intense heat, the upper 90s, that's going to be more focused for today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow. Once we get into your Wednesday afternoon, we'll start to see that high pressure system that's causing all of this heat to move a little bit further off into the Atlantic. That will open the door for some showers and storms to develop, and that will cool us off through the afternoons, and with wetter grounds, we won't get quite as hot. Right now, out your door, air temperatures into the low 90s for Beaufort, Kenansville, Kinston, Oriental, Swan Quarter, Stumpy Point, Washington, Kinston, Kenansville, Goldsboro, Rocky Mount, Roanoke Rapids, Windsor, Edenton, and Elizabeth City. Most of eastern North Carolina right now in the low 90s. If you're not, you're certainly close to it. Right now, Hatteras and Jacksonville, New Bern, Plymouth, all coming in 88 degrees. But this is what it feels like. We're starting to see more areas bump up into the triple digits as far as your heat index goes, and that is going to be with us pretty much through the rest of the daylight hours today. I think we'll drop back down out of those triple digit heat index numbers once we get to around maybe 6, 7 p.m. at night tonight. For now, get ready for the heat. Now, we've got more heat alerts extending beyond just, of course, today. Today, we have an extensive heat warning in effect for all areas shaded in that pink color. Also have a heat advisory for all areas shaded in that red color. Now, that red actually indicates an extreme heat watch. We will be under that watch across most of eastern North Carolina for your Tuesday and Wednesday, with that warning extending for Northampton, Hertford, Gates, Bertie, Chowan, Camden, Currituck, Pasquotank, and Perquimans counties until we get to really Wednesday afternoon, or really Wednesday evening. It's still going to be hot Wednesday afternoon. Usually your extreme heat warnings will expire between around 8 to around 10 p.m. in the evenings. But for the next 3 days, they're going to be essentially stretching one after another. One day's heat advisory / extreme heat warning will flow into the next days. So we're looking again at least 3 days of this intense heat. Here's what we've got coming up for this afternoon: 96, 97 degrees, easy across many inland areas. Those of you watching along the coast, I would anticipate low 90s, but you also have to factor in being closer to the water means slightly higher humidity, which increases your feels-like temperature. So everybody essentially in the same boat in this one. Yeah, it'd be nicer to be closer to the water because you do get a little bit of that cooling effect, but again, it's going to be hot no matter where you go. Later on tonight, 86 degrees by 10, 84 at 11. Even at 11 p.m., you can still walk outside and start sweating. As far as what it looks like right now across the east, calm and quiet from a cloud cover perspective. High pressure system sitting over us right now is encouraging those that general flow of air to roll over the mountains and across the state. A more westerly wind will lead to, again, hotter temperatures. Once that high moves off our coast, it will encourage again the opportunity for more rain showers to eventually show up. Highs usually do a great job of suppressing not only cloud cover but rain showers. Well, if you suppress cloud cover, you will by that transitive property, then of course decrease your rain opportunities. But as that high moves a little bit further and further away, models starting to pick up a little bit more on some cloud potential, seeing a little bit of a thunderstorm cluster moving down out of Virginia. That will become more of a possibility. But for now, again, we're just looking at 3 days of intense heat, then followed up by hot conditions, certainly. Again, we're not going to get to the tail end of this week and think, oh man, now we're cool. No, it's still going to be downright hot. 94 degrees Thursday, 93 Friday, 94 Saturday, 93 Sunday, 94 Monday. We're back and forth, but we're essentially sticking in the low to mid 90s through the tail end of the week. The big difference, though, is the fact that we will see a better opportunity for rain showers coming down, and that means a slightly cooler forecast. That's all we have time for today's noon news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful Monday.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by Supreme Choice.